Hey, just doing a garden update. I wanted to show everybody what I've accomplished, and here's my 2 organic sweet potatoes I got going, trying to make slips from them. I don't know if they'll do it yet, but at least they're not rotten. They're still firm. They've just been in here for 2 weeks, and they're definitely rooting, but they're not making any slips yet. And here are my tomatoes I got. I was trying to plump them. I always snap I kind of work like this right here. See, this one's not doing it, but some of them will actually snap when you do it. But you're supposed to come out here and you kind of work them back and forth at the junctions. Like this, just give them a little stress. There it went. That one definitely snapped. Sometimes they'll snap. This one I was doing right here, and it snapped so bad that it actually, and I was like, oh no, and I just laid it down, but it's still doing all right. It's unsealed itself up right here and everything. See, these plants are really resilient. And here's this tomato kind of dips down and comes up over here. I'm going to try to trellis it up this side. I'm eventually going to put something here. And I'm also going to put a plant over here too. I'm going to put something right here. I'll put some potted plant right here. I'm about to take a lot of this and break off the ends. Like, you can break off this little piece right here and then root the bottom of it in like some soil, and it will start to make roots. And that's how you can make a lot of these. I could take and make 30 of these right now if I wanted to. So the next thing I wanted to show y'all is here's my bean garden right here. I planted a bunch of different stuff in here, but so far only the beans have come up really well. I planted okra, but the okra was in a bag that had been sitting on the front porch just in a paper bag, so those seeds might just be fertilizer. And then I found that there's just been this vine that's been growing here for several years. That's been growing right here. So I just took some sticks and I kind of made a stand for the vine, and I'm going to try to get the vine to train to this area. But it looks pretty good so far. I kind of let my yard go wild. And you can see that this part of the lawn is kind of healthy because I've been watering with this. This thing actually does really well. It gets far, but it's inefficient. It doesn't reach from right there. I don't think it's going to reach. It doesn't reach the very end of my bean garden. So I'm going to have to figure out some other way. Maybe I'll just manually water this section right here. And then here's my raised beds. I'm letting these go to seed. These are mustard, I think. Some mustard greens. And then I got dinosaur kale growing too. Lacinato kale. I got a bunch of that growing. I got tomato right here. This is actually a clone that I had going. And I buried the whole stem down in here. And I got a squash in here. I've got this is another dinosaur kale right here. This is a Swiss chard. This is a Swiss chard right here. This is a small one right here because I put it in an inopportune spot. Another tomato clone. Kale. I think this is spinach. I'm about to come out here and pluck it if it is spinach. I was afraid it was one of these. And you can still eat those greens when they're that small, but you have to cook them several times. I'm just going to show you all this front in the first video and make a separate video for the back. And here's my actual real Swiss chard plant that I got going. I mean, they'll get bigger than this. The leaves will get 2 or 3 times this size if I let it just go. But I'm just going to grow this plant by itself for a while in this bed. and see how big it'll get. That's my goal, is to see how huge this thing will get. And then over here, right, this is collard greens, I think, right here. And then a tomato clone over here that's really not doing too well. And here's a clone that's starting to do a little bit better. It was really weird for a while. It wasn't acting like it was going to do well. And then I kind of clipped it up with this clip right here. And I'm going to let it grow up this right here, see if it'll do it. I don't know if it'll do it or not, but I'm going to let it if it will. I don't know what I'm going to put in here yet. I got to grow something to put in here because I'm not putting anything down in there because it'll get eaten instantly. Here's another clone that's starting not to do so bad, but it struggled for a while. You can see these leaves are real crunchy matter of fact, I'll go ahead and pinch these off before they cause disease to spread to the rest of the plant. Yeah, see, because it's already, I'll just take that off right there. See, this is curling up. I don't like that, so I'm gonna just take and clip that hole and just leave it. It looks sparse, but it's got a couple leaves on it. I think it'll be okay. We'll see what happens. But there was like some kind of disease creeping up on this thing. Here's my mint. My mint comes back every year. It looks like it dies, and then it just infiltrates the entire bed and comes back again. And this is another bed I have yet to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I've got to get this plastic out of here. This was just a cup whenever I was in here last. Like a bird must have landed in here and pecked at it or something. But yeah, I've always put a lot of straw down, and the straw feeds the life under it. And then before I plant anything in here, I also amend the bed and put extra compost in there. Well, that's it for this small video of 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Have a good day.